What's the language?
Oh, it's 1994, Peter. There's equality everywhere, isn't there?
Interesting that Everett starting on the bench for Footscray was playing at full for St Kilda was playing at full forward for that side last week.
Frawley's got the job on Richardson. Bullis has got the job on Lowe. The Saints go to the left. Greg Deere goes in very hard, like his brother did yesterday, didn't he? Ruffle a few Eagles' feathers in the early part of that match.
Well, probably almost won them the game when Matera went down early in the piece.
Keogh in the middle of that. Don Scott's already paid tribute to his form so far this year. Gale got his hand on the footy. Bardsley knocked off it by free and a kick going to Richmond in the centre square. And Broderick's got his hands on it at the moment. Goes to Greg Deere, back to Broderick, who's been very, very good. Twice he was in the top three in the Fitzroy Best and Fairest. He kick up towards half forward. Grant after it, going towards the boundary line. Just kept in play by Wayne Campbell, but now out and it'll be a throw-in at half forward.
Well, this ground should suit the Tigers. There's one of their runners, and that's Wayne Campbell, of course. They've got Knights, Campbell free. Now it's at half-back for the Saints. There's Campbell getting it to Knights. Two important players to the Tigers. Here's Tony Free, thumps it further afield to the half-forward line, taken by David Grant. Brings it back. That's Bardsley getting a quick little hand pass in towards Burke. Now on to Pekin. The former Fitzroy player brings it to centre wing. It's thumped the ground. They race in after it. Oh, good play by Damon Shaw, getting it to Winmar. Winmar straight up in the air. This should be a mark. Oh, look at Craig O'Brien. Showed a lot of courage. Had to wait underneath that. Good mark.
A la rugby style, waiting. Good effort
Now,
by O'Brien.
Low on the lead. Big Stewie Low, and the big hands go up. What a great start. And once those mitts go around that ball, Don, you cannot budge it.
Big man is Stewart. Has worked on his kicking. That was a fault of his game when he first came along, but over the years he's definitely worked on it. Getting away from Bullis. A good kick by O'Brien. O'Brien was playing on the full forward line last week, but right up the ground. And there's an injury already to Richmond. Maxfield coming on. And that's bad luck because going off is Chris Bond. Let's hope he's all right.
Well, he doesn't look too good.
This is a good play for them.
Stewie Lowe from directly in front from 50 metres. It's a pretty breezy day, as you can see. And the ball drifts to the right, and it will not be easy kicking for goals at Avies. And look at that. That doesn't look too good. It could be an ankle. Chris Bond.
And as I said, Peter, he was a good player for the Sydney side. They lost last week to Richmond.
They're looking at his knee. They're looking in the knee area. Don, let's hope that's not a serious knee injury.
Bullis's kick out towards half-back. Greg Deere was at the back of Vidovic. Broderick off the ground. Gets about 15 metres with that. Peckett overran it. Left-hand handball okay by Bailey. Here's Keogh. Wheels round onto the left foot. Well, it was a neat-looking kick, but Knights was in the road. In the heart of the centre square. Knights long and wide. Richardson, good kick, good lead. Kicked 20 goals so far this season, Richardson. It's been a weekend where full forwards have done well. Some of the big names, Modra, Ablett, Dunstall back, Minton Connell.
Very quick, got away from Frawley. Richardson.
This will test him. He's going to kick from about 55 into the man on the mark, trying to get too close. Knights overran it. Keogh, second touch. Again goes very short, not very effective. Gale, Michael Gale to Tape, who's an impressive first season player, wide. Richardson again on his own. He's going to go all the way here and kick from 45. Awkward looking kick off the boot and just drifting away, hitting the post. So scores a level here.
He covers some ground, Richardson, because he was on the opposite side of the ground. The ball went back to the centre square and then he finishes up on the other flank.
Well, he'll have to earn all his kicks. There's Chris Bond, and that looks like the knee. So this doesn't look too good at all as it being iced up now. Here at half-back is Maxfield marking the kick in from Frawley. And Richmond looking good early in the piece as he brings it to the pocket. And he's found the target, and that is Scott Turner.
I just wonder whether that's the same injury that Bond had last year, Peter, because he had a knee injury, whether it is the same one.
Now, very difficult shot for goal here for Turner. He's a long kick, but he's right on the boundary line on a very, very blustery day. She kicked outside the boundary line. That is a beautiful kick. That is a goal. good start for the Tigers from an acute angle. Scott Turner has kicked Richmond's first. They lead by 6 points.
Interesting move, seeing Turner down there at the full forward position. He started his career as a junior at Collingwood, went back to Ararat. Melbourne picked him up, played 1 or 2 games, but really has found a niche here at the Richmond side, mainly as a backman.
First score to Richmond in terms of goals coming from Turner. Michael Gale tries to crash through Shanahan in the centre, held up very well. Burke gets a quick kick away, back to the centre square. Bailey's left-hand handball. Winmar should get a free kick. He does.
Yeah, it's interesting, Bruce. Why is Winmar by himself? We go down to Robert Dippiett a minute ago on the boundary. Birdie.
Yeah, Chris Bond has definitely hurt his right knee. At this stage, they're not quite sure exactly what's happened. I'll let you know more as soon as I find out.
Vidovic gets the mark from Winmar in scoring range. Big Lazar Vidovic. Only kicked 4 goals in his career.
I'm just about to say, he hasn't had too many shots in his career, I wouldn't imagine.
Well, straightforward one here from 45 metres out, 40 metres out, into a bit of a breeze. We saw low miss before. Not a bad looking kick. It's okay. So the big man scores, and it's all tied up at Waverley Park. 7 points apiece. It's 1-1 at St Kilda and 1-1 Richmond.
Well, Vidovic did kick a goal here against Essendon. That was his first game back for the St Kilda side, and did play well that day. There he is. At least he gives a real contest at the centre bounce.
He certainly does. He runs straight at his immediate opponent, Greg Deere, and he wins the hit out too. Knocks it on to Winmar. That was good play by Vidovic. Still Winmar as they crash out of the centre. Now that was Burns towards the half-forward line. The ball clears the pack. Michael Gale, the ex-Fitzroy player, playing with his brother Brendan, of course, in the one side here. Oh, he's got himself into trouble, but he gets out of it. Michael Gale still going on with it. Brings it way out towards half-back, and he finds John Howard. Howard comes inside with a hand pass. This is Broderick on the free. He's caught high. Free kick. The captain, Tony Free, in the centre of the ground.
Gee, Broderick's handball not all that good. Put Free under pressure. Elliott wide. Now inside the centre square from about 70 metres. Long kick right to the goal square. Turner was there with Shanahan and forced through from behind.
Should have been a free kick to Shanahan. Turner in the back.
Tigers by a point. The 3 interchange for St Kilda warming up. Everett, one of the surprises. Frost and Heppel. Now Frawley looking for an option or 2. Grant had provided an early lead. What an old warhorse he's been, Frawley. Terrific leader for the club. Didn't get a lot of distance. Gale might be able to bang this back over his head.
This man's got a fire at centre half forward for Richmond to be a force.
He's a terrific overhead mark, Don.
And he's a good player, Peter. He just hasn't quite been there.
And a kick from about 53, 54 metres. Breeze behind him. Good looking kick for distance, but fading away. So Richmond now up to 1-3 and St Kilda 1-1.
Well, definitely the way they're kicking the ball, Richmond have definitely got the scoring in. They're kicking the ball a lot further to right of screen. So they'd want a big quarter, Richmond. David Grant has been in good form the last couple of weeks. He brings it out to Nathan Burke. Burke at the 50-metre line, the defensive end of the ground. Now he's chipping it in short also, and he found Darren Burke. So, gee, they're chipping it across. There's loose men everywhere here. Bardsley gets it to Peckett. Peckett a wobbly kick to the half-forward line. Here's Big Duck Bailey. Couldn't take it with him. Grant was down there to soccer it off the ground, then dives in after it, and then the umpire's found a free kick to David Grant. Now he'll look for Lowe. Lowe's one out with Bullis. The lead is on. Lowe versus Bullis. Lowe in front. Look at the strength. And that could be a free kick. No, it's not, as a quick kick comes in towards goal. And geez, a bit stiff not to get a free there.
Yes, you just wonder that, don't you, Peter? The umpire right there on the scene.
Well, Pekin eventually had the shot.
Well, maybe there was a little tiggy touch, but the arm definitely went over the shoulder of Lowe by Bullis.
It's a bit stiff, I thought.
St Kilda training by just a point into the breeze. Bullis to bring it back in. Decides to go straight down the centre. Greg Deary's target, had a couple of goes. Quick kick by Elliott, didn't go far. Campbell held it up pretty well for Tate. Too slow, much too slow. Robbed off him by Burke initially. Burns gets a high tackle and a free kick against the Richmond captain, Tony Free. Burns, who struggled at Essendon, trying to make a name for himself. Only played 11 games in 4 seasons at Essendon. Goes short and good mark in the end by Keogh. Got 9 players in this St Kilda team today that have played less than 20 AFL matches. A kick to half forward. Martin played to Kellaway. I thought he was clearly Richmond's best player in Sydney last week. Did the job on Dale Lewis very well. Up towards half back, Gale. Free. And going to be held up. John Russo coming in. So not much happening in that bit of play. It's Richmond 1-3, St Kilda 1-2.
The ball on centre wing is Adrian Burns. The wry grin on the face. Now, Vidovic appealing for the free kick against Greg Deere, and he will get it because he was pushed in the back. Now, Lowe is down there calling for it. Now, he'll come from the side, Stewie Lowe. Ball hits the deck. It's out at half forward. Craig O'Brien wheeling onto the right foot. A clever kick. Great play, O'Brien. He's found Winmar 30 metres out. Good vision.
Yes, well called, Peter. That was great play because he spun out of that pack and instinctively he would have gone long, but he had composure to stop. Look, there he is in the second one. Well done. That was a good passage of play.
Well, Craig O'Brien's been a terrific player for St Kilda since coming from Essendon. Now Winmar directly in front, stabs it low and puts it through for a goal. And Nicky Winmar has kicked the Saints second, and they're looking good. 2-2 to 1-3.
Peter, I posed a question before. Why is Nicky Winmar by himself? He was by himself out on the edge of the square earlier in the quarter, and here he is by himself once again. It's just too important to be able to get away by that. Admittedly, he backed himself in, ran away from the action. Still, he's got to be manned up.
It's a good start by the Saints into the breeze. 2-2 to 1-3 after O'Brien's excellent play to Winmar. Knight through the centre, goes very long. Richardson caught underneath it. Shanahan in front. Gale hip and shot. Well done, Shanahan. And on the up, Heppel gets it across to Grant. Grant stabs it low, but straight to Greg Deere. Deere onto the left foot. Wide and out on his own as Turner. He kicked the 1 goal for Richmond so far. Deep in the pocket. It's a long way out. Does have the breeze behind him. Pretty good kick, isn't it? Right to the goal square. Gale there, goes high, takes 2-3. Paid a mark.
Very strong overhead, Don.
He's got a terrific leap, Peter. He could play in the ruck too, and he'd be a really good ruckman, this man.
Good kick by Turner, Don, wasn't it? Because he saw Gale there.
May have been, I thought Bruce just maybe have been a little bit long because he was by himself for a long time, Gale, but nonetheless it did come off.
From point-blank range, Gale goes for it, and he has missed it.
That was a shot.
Well, as I said earlier, it is not going to be easy kicking for goal today. As soon as you get a fluky breeze like this,
Peter,
I know, but Don, he should have kicked it. But on windy days, funny things happen when you're kicking for goal.
Well, he's kicked a couple of points, Gale, but that one a really bad one. Grant very, very short and gets to Keogh.
Yeah, it's a bad miss by Gale. Keogh gets it to Damon Shaw. Onto Peckett, Justin Peckett from the half-back line. A wobbly kick. You can see how that breeze is having an effect. Free kick to John Howard at half-back, over the shoulder against Bailey. Now Howard gets it out wide. This is Broderick. Gee, Turner's getting a lot of latitude on this forward line. Scott Turner again. He's going to look for those high-marking forwards. Where are they? They're at the back. They fly. Gale. They might be getting it. Oh, sock it off the ground for a behind. And that might have been Daffy, was it? I think it was Nick Daffy kicked that. Now, wait till he turns. Pretty sure that was Daffy.
Grant again, very, very short. Oh, danger now. Knight swooping on it. Frawley able to hold him up. Quick handball away by Keogh. Pressure. Tony Free's little kick to fall forward. Richardson, well done to Daffy. Daffy, poor kick. Very poor kick. I know he's under pressure. But the breeze accentuated by the way St Kilda trying to bring it out from defence. Chipping short, looking for possession footy, obviously not confident that if they kick the ball hard and high, it's going to hold up. Here's Shanahan. Gets a bit of distance with that. Gale was there, and that fell into Vidovic's hands. A bit of luck there. He's just at the back of the pack. Everybody misread it. Vidovic up to centre wing. Bailey playing from behind in the first quarter. Nice mark by Michael Gale.
Gale's hurt himself too. That's Michael Gale.
Brendan Gale, is it?
Brendan Gale.
Yeah, Elliott gets it. Back to where Brendan Gale probably should have been. Vidovic makes a mess of it with Keogh. Keogh run down, pushed into the back. Free kick to Keogh at centre half back.
Gee, there was bad talking between Keogh and Vidovic. Now, Rod Keogh, former Melbourne player. Now, he's chipping it in short. That's a bad kick to Winmar. Burns, they might get away with it because Burns was grabbed, but and he's paid holding the ball, so they didn't get away with it. Now, this is Stuart Maxfield. He's a booming kick. A long, long way out. The goal square's open. Now, if it clears the pack and bounces, but it won't. It's stumped through for, well, out of bounds, in fact. So it'll be a throw in. Gee, they left the goal square open then for about...
Well, Richardson was leading. He wasn't leading straight at the player with the ball. He was leading out to the right. That's why the goal square was unattended.
Warm day here. 22 at the moment. Expected to get to 25. Probably won't make it now, but Daffy, this is a chance. No. Shanahan was almost going to concede. Decided against. Used the goal post to rebound off in the end. Shaw there with Maxfield out of play.
Yes, you're right, Bruce. He was definitely going to run that through, and he thought, oh, there's no one round, and quickly changed his mind.
He's a mean defender, isn't he, though? Today's turn has been able to get away. There's Vidovic. The odds 11-4 on Richmond and 7-4 11-4 on St Kilda, I should say. 7-4 Richmond from Sportsbook, and those odds would be about right at the moment because the Saints are going very well into the breeze. Elliott from centre wing. Keogh. Well, he's had 4 or 5 kicks already at half-back, and he takes that mark. And St Kilda would be very pleased with the way this first quarter's gone so far. Peckett at centre half-back.
I'll say they really need 5 or 6 goals up Richmond. They don't look like getting it. Now, here's Winmar at half-back. Makes a good mark and
getting away from Brendan
I
Gale.
just don't think it's not looking good for Richmond early in the piece, I don't think. As we're seeing Winmar finding Pekin. Pekin give it back to Winmar, although he was
That was
covered.
well done by Campbell because Winmar was out on the right and Pekin was trying to get across.
He was too. He was loose. Now, here's Keogh. They're playing possession football. They've done this all quarter. They're just letting the time clock run on, and they're holding up the play, St Kilda, because they know they'll have the breeze in the next quarter. Now, here's Jamie Tate. Now, Broderick, the umpire paid the advantage. Beautiful kick by Broderick to Maxfield. He can run with this. One bounce. Will he go again? No, he won't. He'll go for that booming left foot kick. There's only one man there, though, and that's very bad play, Richmond. Vidovic going back into the hole, takes the mark and kicks it to the line, but gee, that
he
is
had a lot of
wasted
time to steady, actually, and really that wasn't.
But it just went to no one.
I know, he had a lot to Peter, and you can see there that Richmond definitely hold the advantage, don't they?
In 94-51, almost twice as many times as the Saints in the 2 meetings between them. Elliott's handball to Maxwell, playing his 50th today. Quick kick under pressure. Is it coming back? Out of bounds on the fall. Richmond with that record, but Don, they haven't finished better than 10th in the last 8 years, the Tigers. 10 premierships, the last in 1980. A proud club, but a club that's gone through a lot of change, particularly this week. A win would be just what they want, but the Saints are travelling well.
Yes, and Danny Frawley on screen's got the big job on the young star, Matthew Richardson. But Matthew will have to earn every kick on Frawley. He's a very good fullback. So this man's a mean customer too. He's down there in cohorts. That's James Winmar. Did he take it? No. Broderick. Winmar's got a huge leap. Now here's Turner again. And did that clear the line? The umpire has paid the mark. So Turner. Now, can he do the miraculous again? He kicked a beautiful goal from the same position early in the quarter. Scott Turner. So here he comes, right on the boundary again. Oh, don't tell me he's done it again. What a great goal. Scott Turner has kicked his second from an impossible angle, and Richmond lead by 3 points.
And St Kilda are about to make a change. Darren Burke coming off as Michael Frost is about to come on. And what a terrific goal. That's 2 goals to Turner. And the other goal, nearly an identical position.
Turner's 2 great goals put Richmond 3 points in front. They come through Prescott. Rogers pushed off it by Peckett. Winmar held up well by Rogers. Tries to push it to Maxfield. Good play by Richmond. They played the percentages, were able to get it towards half forward. Here's Richardson, Burke, Maxfield out of play. Foster's gone on to Broderick. Broderick with 5 kicks early for the Tigers. Stewie Maxfield, I mentioned earlier, in his 50th game today. The 22-year-old from Glen Waverley Rovers, originally, just like Duncan Kellaway. Both playing today. Here's Maxfield. Tries to barge his way through. Heppel. Wakeland, I should say. To Shaw. Shaw. Now Broderick. Bardsley with him. And that out of play. And a throw in. Wakeland a likely time. There's Broderick. Came across with the Hogg situation. A number of the ex-Fitzroy players coming over. Deere with the tap.
Now, Maxfield was there. Oh, high tackle, I feel. And the umpire's hardly missed a thing so far. And this is the little fella, Christian Bardsley. He changed his name, didn't he, Don Bardsley? There's Bailey from half forward. Big Doug Bailey. Hand pass back. Keogh, he's in everything at the moment. In towards half forward. O'Brien leaping. Howard. Now Elliott taps it on to Daffy, and away they go. They could do with one before quarter time. Vidovic's doing well across half back. He was grabbed then. It'll be a free kick to Vidovic.
They're going long, aren't they, Peter? Richmond, when they're going to goal, each time they go forward, on that occasion it was a long kick from just the back of the square. Also Maxwell's kick. Maybe they're programmed to do that, go long into the forward line.
Well, it's not coming off because they're kicking it straight to Richmond. St Kilda guys all the time. The ball on centre wing, and the umpire will come in and bounce.
Maybe they should direct their kicks a little better. You can go long, but direct it a little better, eh?
Well, I think their forwards have been covered, which is half the battle. Frawley's with Richardson on the lead on every occasion.
Deere and Vidovic, bit of a wrestle there. Tony free with a chance, tries to go off the ground. And,
oh, really? That has been given.
Bardsley over the top.
I thought it came off Bardsley's hand.
So what was a free kick for, Don? Over the shoulder?
On the full.
Pekin to defend for St Kilda from between centre wing and half back. High ball towards Tate. Tate got first grab. Gale took it off him. Michael Gale got it to Campbell, inside to Elliott. Tigers, a couple of goals before quarter time would even things up. Gale at the back, Brendan Gale. David Grant. Handball okay to Shanahan. This defence has been excellent. Well, here's a panic for Winmar. He can take off now, the champ. Go with a run. Well, he's not going very quickly, and he's made a bit of a meal out of it. His handball's very poor to Shaw. He's got to get a free kick to give Winmar.
But the other problem is, Bruce, he's been let go, Winmar, and this is not the first occasion he's been let go in this quarter. They've really got to tighten up on this man. Michael McLean did a terrific job on him last week up in Brisbane. But against Essendon, he got away, and today he's getting away. From Gale, I think it is.
Kick to goal into the breeze too. Frost kick up to the Winmar hand pass, not too good. And Howard takes the mark. Swings it wide to Michael Gale, then a long handball, Kellaway. He's made a mistake, able to recover, slow handball to Campbell. Gee, Richmond taking a lot of chances here. Michael Gale back to Campbell. Nothing much happening there. Good mark by Knights in the front spot. As Tom Scott said before the match, important that Knights really asserts himself. He's such a talented player, twice the best and fairest of the club. Rogers just pushed out of it. Turner, the copper trip, play on call, Peckett in the pocket. Was going to go to Bardsley, then held it up, got it over to Frawley. Frawley's little handball to Bardsley, breaks the Maxfield tackle to Shanahan. Well taken there by Campbell. Running down, going to fall forward. Richardson, couldn't quite hold it. And it's through from behind.
Well, I don't believe Campbell could believe his luck there. When he broke, he spun, broke, and found there was just nobody around.
And here's the kick in. Keogh again. He's having a huge quarter. Rod Keogh, the ball is following him. Onto the left foot. He brings it down, looking for Winmar, who cleverly tried to keep it in. And you can feel the crowd get excited every time Nicky Winmar goes near the football.
Howard was with Winmar on that occasion, and I think Howard's man was Bailey. Now Bailey's in the ruck, so maybe there've been a swap.
Burns, copped it across the head. Oh, a lot of courage shown by Burns. Here's Big Bailey. Doug Bailey brings it to the half-forward line, and Craig O'Brien, the goal sneak, has marked.
A miss kick on that occasion. It wasn't a direct pass, it was a miss kick.
But he was playing in front, and that's why he got the mark. Now, he's a very good, very good kick for goal, Craig O'Brien. It's a windy day. He'll try and bring this back, but allowing too much, and he's kicked a behind. As I said earlier, it's going to be a difficult day for forwards judging that breeze.
2-6 to 2-3, so the Saints trail by just 3 points. Bullis to bring her back in his second year with Richmond. Was very good last year, ex-Eagle in South Australia. Straight down the centre, nice looking kick, and Tape takes the mark.
It looks shocking with their socks down though, doesn't it?
Tidy, but good player Tape. He was in the premiership team last year in South Australia. To Michael Gale. Good mark by Grant at the back. What a good player he's been. And an upsetting 1993
How
for
many
his
kicks has he
10,
had?
Don. That's his 10th. Not a bad one either. Gives Burns the run of it. Burns tries to get around Tape. Does in the end. He kicked towards Stuart Lowe. Bit of strength there by Lowe. Had a couple of grabs, not paid. Kellaway now under pressure. Fro trying to get to him. Bullis to well there on a free kick against Lowe for a high tackle. Really crunching Kellaway in the end.
Really, there was nothing in it. Come on. Good effort by Bullis to upset Lowe, because Lowe very strong.
Kellaway's kick, getting some distance out towards half-back. Deere knocked it forward. Broderick has had 8 kicks towards centre-half forward. Oh, good play by Wakeland. Gale was waiting back, and Wakeland took a chance. He's a promising type, this fellow from Port Adelaide.
Yes, Port Adelaide, have they produced some footballers over the years, and Wakeland looks like being another good one. To half-forward as Jamie Tape picks it up. I'd say a very good quarter by the Saints, because they were kicking into the breeze. And there's Jamie Tape showing signs that he's done a bit of running in that quarter. At quarter time here at Waverley, the Tigers 2 goals 6-18 lead St Kilda 2-3, a total of 15.
But it's all over now and show is Monday.
Did you know that with some insurance policies, if you're a rating 1 driver and you have an accident that's your fault, even if it's the first one in years,
We're losing it?
your claim will make your premium go up, because you'll lose your rating 1.
I'm sorry, we've lost it.
But not with double AMI. You can make that claim, then switch to Amy, and we'll make sure your rating 1 survives.
See Gunn's home heating department for gas or wood heating right now with their range of Bonaire LPG Aussie-made gas heaters for instant heat, and now receive a $150 starter package free. For wood heating, see the selection from $689. Buy with no deposit, 6 months interest free.
There's a lot more bright ideas here than I thought.
That's why they call Guns the bigger bright ideas store.
Guns, your bigger bright ideas store, and so much more.
The Mitsubishi April Countdown clearance is on, and that means you can count on getting a great deal on any Mitsubishi light commercial vehicle from now until the end of April. You can count on generous factory bonuses on Triton, Express Vans, Star Wagon and Pajero. And if you're eligible, you can also count on a sales tax exemption. So see your participating Mitsubishi dealer now, because there's one thing more you can count on. Stocks won't last.
The best brands in...
There he had a fair bit of pain at quarter time. Robert Di Domenico on the boundary line, the Big Dipper. pretty good quarter for the Saints into the breeze.
A very good quarter for the Saints here, Bruce, and I must say it's very blustery conditions down here. I did think Richmond used the ball quite well there from centre line. What they were doing, just bombing the ball and giving their forwards no opportunity to take a good mark. And I just got a feeling the Saints could just crack this game wide open here.
Yes, you get the feeling, don't you, that if they can kick a couple of early goals in a low-scoring match, then Richmond are going to find it hard into the breeze.
Yeah, certainly, Bruce. The thing is, too, I'm sure John Scott will be aware of this. They're playing a game called Mad Ball, like a training run. Every time a St Kilda player gets the ball, he would have 5 to maybe 10 options to kick to, and that's why there's loose men all over the ground.
Thanks for that, Dipper. Stan Howes a moment ago, we just saw he's a coach that gets in very close with his players, doesn't he? What about Bond going off early? That was a body blow for the Tigers.
Oh, yes, because he's been a good player, and, you know, there he is in screen there, and he just gives them another running option, and here it is, I think. Just watch. And maybe there the ankle or the knee.
Looks like
it's see there, yeah, grimacing.
Now, Keogh's performance in the opening quarter.
Terrific, isn't it terrific to see a player? I've always been a fan of Rod Keogh since he made his debut actually in a night game here for Melbourne years ago. He just didn't get his opportunity, but now he has, and he's certainly repaying St Kilda in the last 3 games.
Well, I'd like to know how he's allowed to run around on his own for a whole quarter getting kicks on his own.
Well, Tony Free's his man, or Tony Free's got the job on him now.
He should be manning up.
Well, what's going to happen now in the second term? As we start the second quarter, St Kilda with the breeze going to the right of screen, trailing by just 3 points over the Tigers. Turner got 2 goals for Richmond in the opening quarter. Keogh with 10 kicks in the first term, got his hands on it, couldn't get clear. Michael Gale was in there, and again a ball up.
Actually, talking about Michael Gale, he really will have to tighten up. There he is on screen. He's got the job on Nicky Winmar. He's a little bit loose at the moment, Michael.
Greg Deere, unopposed that time. Keogh.
So you run straight at the ball, Keogh.
He rode the Knights tackle pretty well, didn't he? Shanahan tries to get a quick handball away. Shaw gets a little kick away for St Kilda. Gale taps it forward under pressure. Winmar, a hip and shoulder by Tate. Winmar still with it. He's a brilliant player to half forward. Opportunity for Kellaway. Gale's handball. Broderick's handball intercepted by Pekin. Chance for Shaw towards full forward. Winmar again loose, getting back and out of play. A break for Richmond there because the Saints had Lowe and Winmar. Against Bullis, they had the numbers.
One player there that figured in play, Tim Pekin. He doesn't get many pats on the back, but boy, he's an important player. He set that one up there, put himself on and got the handball out to Shaw.
Now, Lowe versus Greg Deere. Lowe won that. Tony Free has it taken by Bardsley. And Bardsley puts it out on the full.
North Melbourne player.
Now, the ball brought back into play. To halfback. Oh, Greg Deere tapped it over the back. Burke went without it. A hand pass from Rogers. Further afield with his teammate Howard. Howard tries to get it to the half-forward line. Good play by Maxfield. Oh, dangerous hand pass, but it'll come off because Brendan Gale's got it. Swings onto the right foot and kicks it out. Look at the pace of Matthew Richardson. He gets a favourable bounce. He tries to chip it around. Good play by the full forward. He's found Matthew Knights directly in front.
Excellent play.
Good kick too to Richardson because you know he's got the pace to give Frawley something to chase.
Well, he's he is the quickest player at Richmond apparently, and he's 6'4", so he's got a lot going for him, young Matthew. Now, Knights kicks a high floating ball across the face. You can see the breeze hold it up, and Frawley actually took that mark inside, gets it across to Bardsley. Bardsley kicks to the wide open spaces. This is Michael Frost racing after it with Jamie Tape. Tape gets there first. Did that clear the line? It did. So it'll be a throw in on centre wing.
Tape, first season, the 20-year-old. There's Shanahan and Turner. Turner, 2 excellent goals from the pocket in the opening term. Campbell, Tape. Goes back to Broderick, who was productive in the first quarter. Gets away from Frost with a bit of pace. A second bounce. This is what Richmond have got to do. Take some chances into the breeze. Low one up to half forward. Good mark by Richardson. He's a promising colt, this fellow, isn't he?
The problem, isn't he? Very, very athletic.
He's being forced a long way out from goal, isn't he?
Yes, that's another good point. Well picked up.
But important too, Peter, that he gets kicks in this quarter. The forwards have got to earn kicks into the breeze, don't they? At least the ball's staying down there.
Yeah, there's a big hole there, which you can drop it into.
Good kick into the breeze. Right to the goal square. Gale at the back, big fly, almost got there. Grant Gale's left-hand handball, a beauty. Maxwell will kick a goal. An excellent start for the Tigers. Awesome, good football there. Good team skills by Richmond into the breeze. And Richardson's kick really set it up for them, didn't it?
Stuart Maxfield, his first, the high ball. Good work here by Gale, because it wasn't the first, it was the second effort. Gale flies, then on knees, out, very good skill. Maxwell Field, his first.
The Tigers by 9 points, just what the doctor ordered for them. A goal into the breeze early in this quarter. Howard, the big thumb. Here's Keogh trying to crash his way through. Rogers went without it. There's Tony Free with a quick kick down towards Gale. Oh, he's playing well now, Brendan Gale. Now, if he gets it quickly, the lead is on. He's got to come out the other side, but he's chipping it in short. And he finds the captain, Tony Free. Now, the lead is on. Richardson out to the pocket. Out he comes against Frawley. Geez, a good fullback, Frawley, to get out there with him. This is Peckett. Keogh again on his own. Comes back inside. Oh, he's gone. He's gone. That's Shane Wakeland. A good tackling. Across it comes to Broderick. Broderick from 55 metres set sail for home and will drop up in the square. Punched away. Well, Shanahan tried to punch it. It cleared his hands and over the line deep in that forward pocket.
Damon Shaw off, and coming on is Heppel for his first run for St Kilda, the former Carey grammarian. It's Martin Heppel.
Another goal to the Tigers would be very handy into the breeze here. You'd almost think they'll be back on square one if they could get a goal here. Broderick's kick, a handball I should say. Campbell, a bit loose in the end by Campbell to Elliott. Idea was right, execution not so good. Deer under some pressure. Tate runs into Deer, has a bit of strength. Well played, Tate. Paved away, goes into the pocket. Big fly by Gale, free kick going against Richmond, and it'll be St Kilda's free kick.
Boy, did you see the way that Richardson got the ball there? We talked about the athleticism. We can just watch. I was more impressed with Richardson. There he is, roving the pack. Look at the way he gets around.
Well, that was a good umpiring decision too. That was a push in the back.
Frawley puts Bardsley under a bit of pressure. Elliott with him out of play. So the Tigers are doing pretty well into the breeze. Early days, I know, in the second quarter.
It is funny at times,
It does happen that way, doesn't it?
It often does. They try that little bit extra, knowing that it's against them going into the wind, and they just put a little bit more effort in. Darren Burke coming onto the ground.
Michael Frost
off. Now it's at half forward, near the boundary line. The umpire's going to bounce this. Player on screen there, you'll just see to the left there, number 22 for the Saints is Martin Heppel. Now, this could, wouldn't mind betting this ends up out of bounds. No, the Saints get it away. This is Peckett. And in the meantime, there's a Richmond free kick behind the play here. And it was at a... No, it wasn't a report. I thought for a minute he'd gone for his book. The umpire's missing nothing at the moment. As we see Tony Free in towards half forward. Gale flies at the back. He had his name written all over that big Brendan Gale.
Well, he had to take one sooner or later. He's flown plenty of times today without any reward. On this occasion, he's got the sit. You can see the athleticism of that man. A big, strong mark.
Well, he's taken 4 marks so far, Don. 4 marks. Brendan Gale, a chance to kick the 4th goal for the Tigers. He is directly in front. It won't be an easy kick. It'll be left to right. The ball will float with the wind left to right. Now, does he allow? He's a try to it. That's the problem on a day like this. You allow too much and the ball goes straight through the breeze.
Yeah, but I question his ability to kick goals too.
3-7 to 2-3. Gee, that would have been a handy one, Bruce.
3 points to Gale so far. One of them was a shocker in the first quarter. The other 2 not so easy. Grant goes out wide. Wakeland missed it. He's having some problems, Wakeland, with Gale's height and strength. His handball towards Burns. Michael Gale was able to hold it up, then takes on Pekin and gets away from him, switches it out wide, gets to Campbell. Campbell towards half-forward, Richardson caught between a couple. Frawley over the back and out of play.
As I said earlier, Bruce, you do not get an easy kick on Danny Frawley. I saw Paul Salmon out here against him a few weeks back. He just harassed him all day.
He's probably a better player now than he was 5 years ago. He certainly hasn't lost anything, has he?
Well, he's in the state squad, I think, isn't he?
He's a tremendous player. Broderick's handball. Okay to Turner. Tries to break the first tackle. Campbell. Knights. Or Elliott, I should say, to Broderick. Here's the chance. And that's a behind coming from Rogers. So they're peppering. The terminology in footy, just peppering the goal, aren't they? At 3-8 to 2-3.
It's amazing. I really thought St Kilda had the better of that first term and would turn it on in this quarter. And Richmond, well, they do love playing out here at Waverley. The big ground suits a lot of their runners.
It's a good crowd. I've been looking around, isn't it?
Terrific crowd. Well, it's the only game on, so you still wouldn't have thought there'd be this many. Here's Pekin. Oh, here's Keogh again. Oh, he's caught. That's holding the ball. Yes, a great tackle. He was gang tackled then, and he really had no chance of getting away. Look at that. Tony Free and Broderick, and John Northey would love that. Now, here's Shanahan. Kicking in short. Winmar, off he goes, and the crowd roars. Winmar, a long sweeping kick to the half-forward line. Who'll get there first? It's O'Brien. Loses it in the tackle. Bardsley goes in and went without it. He's got backup support, though, from Pekin. Pekin on the left foot brings it back to half-forward. Stewie Lowe races at it. He's got, look at O'Brien. Good play by Craig O'Brien. Kicks it goal. Which way will it bounce? It comes back in front. Michael Gale tried to get it through for a behind, and eventually it rolled over the line. It'll be a throw-in.
From Fitzroy to Richmond, pretty late in his career. He's had this serious knee injury problem a couple of years ago, and he's made a good comeback. Low with some strength out of the air. Kellaway, free kick surely to Kellaway. No, gee, kicked over the shoulder. It's a behind, 2-4 to 3-8. That's Fode back with from a foot injury. Developed into a goal kicker very late in what's been a checkered career, but he's had the best part of it in the last couple of years. Bullis. Now, how will Richmond handle this into the breeze? Kicking out, goes short, just as St Kilda did to Tape. Ex-teammates, Tape and Bullis back in South Australia. Tape's kick up towards half-back. Howard. Everett's about to come on for St Kilda. Frege having a very good quarter into the breeze. That's a wobbly one. Gale and Wakeland. Wakeland over to get it away. Punched on by Turner. Well played by Peckett to get his body across in front. Back to Daffy. Oh, the Winmar tackle was excellent. He grabbed him, got hold of him. Play on
He's
call.
a smart footballer, Winmar.
Darren Burke. Now, they're under a bit of pressure, St Kilda. The advantage was given to them, and they really didn't get it. Richardson one out. Frawley getting back. Maxfield coming in. Good hip and shoulder, Maxfield. Out of play, was it? Yes, it'll come back.
Bruce, that's where umpires have to be very, very careful with that advantage rule, because that was not to St Kilda's advantage. That should have been recalled in the kick given to Winmar.
Once Burke stopped and propped and was undecided, any advantage had gone, hadn't it?
Yeah. So it's just one of those grey areas that at times crop up. Now, Gale. How will the umpire see that? Will he pay in the back? He is. Campbell's kick. Oh, boy, he's only 30 metres out directly in front. And, gee, Richmond have got the better of it at the moment, Don.
That was an excellent bit of play by Campbell. Maybe he could have said dropping the ball, but Burns committed himself. Now, what are they making? Another change, are they? Heppel off and Shaw coming on for St Kilda, and Everett still there. Maybe a change with Vidovic's going to take place there, but Campbell has got a chance.
So Wayne Campbell for his first from directly in front. He's got to keep this low into the breeze. Kick straight through it. Oh, that looks a good kick. That's a goal. So Wayne Campbell has kicked his first, and the Saints now in a bit of trouble because Richmond's certainly playing the better football.
Well, there may be a questionable one. because you could deem or argue that he did have control of it, Campbell, and let it spill from his grasp. That's his first. Campbell, 1-1 for the day.
Richmond doubles and Kilda's score. They've kicked both goals in the second quarter into the breeze. Burns caught. Shaw has to take it off him. Michael Gale gives Knights a bit of a chance, pushes it forward. Wakeland ripped off it by Gale. The other Gale comes in, Michael. Now Broderick has had a good match. Turner improvised quite cleverly, got it out wide. Chance for Howard. Got a bit of an opportunity now to go long to the goal square.
Well done, Frawley.
Getting back for Tony free to an open goal, and it's another one. And the Tigers are on a roll now. Not only are they holding St Kilda up, they've got the confidence to attack into the breeze.
Well, there was tremendous courage shown here by Frawley. Just watch this. It'll come out to Howard. A little bit slow now, John, after a couple of bad knee injuries, but he's still a prodigious kick of the football. There it is. Now watch Frawley. Look at the courage there.
Yeah.
Oh, unfortunately, he goes across to free. Tony's kicked another one for Richmond.
Well, the Tigers dominating. Greg Deer's doing well in the ruck. Michael Broderick's having a great game. Broderick to the half-forward line. The race is on. Here's big Brendan Gale, who's taken over at centre-half forward. He brings it in towards the pocket. The race is on. This is Daffy. Daffy. He's held, but he didn't have it. Yes, the umpire deeming he was not in control. A fine line, but the umpiring has been excellent. And he will kick from right on the boundary line, Nick Daffy, and the way they're playing Richmond, I wouldn't be surprised if he kicked it. Now, he had it and put it on the ground.
Now, once St Kilda play, that's good to see David Grant go across and block that, because he'll definitely run out.
Well, there's the kick. And he's missed to the right slightly. Good attempt.
It was a good attempt, but you could pick it that he was going to run to the right.
I know, Don, you judged that very, very well.
I watched you plenty of times, and that's what you would have done in a similar situation.
And would probably have kicked it
exactly
too.
Right.
Wouldn't have been any doubt, Macca. 5-9 to 2-4. Don't the Saints need a couple? We're inside 10 minutes to go in the first half. Grant goes wide. Everett on the ground now. Knights in the back. Higgins had a pretty good term as well. Broderick free, and Knights getting some touches in midfield for Richmond. After Keogh had dominated in the opening quarter, Elliott goes to ground. Here's Bailey. Hasn't had many opportunities in this term. Bullett's getting back. This is an important ball. Lowe going hard at it. Handball over the top. Fode there. Tate trying to get back. Now, free kick coming back to Lowe.
No, it's to Lowe. He's on the ground too high.
And a little bit of pain, I think, Big Stewart.
Well, let's hope it's a whack to the head and not that groin. Oh, he did cop one around the head, didn't he?
Now, this is going to be interesting. This has happened on numerous occasions. But to me, the umpire's paid a free kick. What for? Well, now, what is he going to give it for, Peter?
He got whacked across the head.
OK, is there a report?
Well, who knows? I don't think he reported him, though.
Well, the last goal that St Kilda scored was the 11.5-minute mark of the first quarter.
Well, we've been totally outplayed in this quarter.
The point you're making, Don, is if he saw the free kick, he saw the incident.
Should have given the report as well.
Well, here's Stewie Lowe. Still won't be an easy kick. Lowe drives it. Now, what's he done? He's missed. And Bullis and Lowe going on with it. Mouthing off, both of them. And St Kilda player gets into the action as well, another player. And Bullis, he's a goer, so Stewie Lowe. And Stewie Lowe, a totally fair footballer.
You can understand he'd be a little upset. Howard going wide and long this time. Greg Deer the target. Fode got it down. Kellaway's handball to Daffy, to Rogers. Richmond playing very good football. To centre wing. Nathan Burke's been quiet, only a couple of kicks for him. Handball out of play.
Holding the man.
Gets a free kick. So Burke to take it from centre wing. The Saints needing 2 or 3 goals now, with 8.5 minutes remaining in the opening half. Burke back towards half forward. Bullis and Lowe. That'll be now fired up, that duel. Low through towards Darren Burke. Handball was okay, gave O'Brien a chance. Swings back towards the 50-metre line. How it goes, punches it away. Kellaway stayed down. Tape and Winmar are out of play.
See, they could do with Lockett in this side, couldn't they, up on their forward line? They're falling down up forward.
Well, in this quarter, Richmond with 31 kicks compared with St Kilda 13. Gee, that's a low number of kicks by St Kilda. Seems impossible. Handball by Bailey. Keogh, who had 10 kicks on his own in the first term, back to Howard, who takes the mark.
Well, Richmond well on top in defence. Here's Duncan Kellaway. They've got to do something about that forward line. Maxfield with pace. Takes it to the line. I can't believe this crowd, Bruce. There must be a lot of supporters here today who don't follow either Richmond or St Kilda. Just come to watch a game.
Be 40,000 at least, wouldn't you think?
Or more. 5-9 to 2-5. That's indicative of the way this quarter has gone. Richmond terrific. And here goes Maxfield to the half-forward line. Scott Turner was grabbed around the neck, punched away. Tony free. Oh, danger here for the Saints. Oh, he breaks a tackle free. Chips it in short to Gale. Big Brendan Gale's going to play on and have a pot shot of goal. He wheels around. It starts to swing too much. And he's missed. One behind only. 4 behinds he's kicked. Gale, 5-10. Look at that, 15 shots to 7.
Grant to bang it back in now for St Kilda. Goes long and wide. Pekin. Got a poor bounce. The percentages weren't high anyway with Campbell right there with Pekin. Now Campbell looking for a free kick, hoping it wasn't touched. But throw in at centre wing. Richmond on top in lots of departments. Getting more of the footy all over the place at the moment. Showing up on the scoreboard, Greg Deere. Here's Keogh. Quick kick. Lowe got a bad bounce. Tate at the back. He's mopped up a couple of times in this quarter. Goes to half forward. Falling mark to Grant was a good one. Saints wanted to trade him at one stage at the end of 1992. Unbelievable. He's been one of their best players for about 7 or 8 years. Nathan Burke. Still with Burke. Caught. Can't get a kick away. Howard under pressure. Bullis. Shaw's quick kick towards half forward. O'Brien clever. Held on to, gets a free kick.
Well, it's good to see the umpire right there having the courage to play it because it was on. O'Brien put himself in front. The advantage of playing in front.
Yes. He's a good little player, Craig O'Brien, now, isn't he?
He's averaged 3.3 goals in every match so far this year. He's a sharpshooter. He's given that a push and missed. So St Kilda suffering as Richmond did in the first quarter, kicking for goal to the scoring end. And at 2-6 to 5-10, it's hard to imagine them now being in front at half-time.
Well, it's a difficult day as we came to the ground. That breeze was very, very strong. It's a difficult day for kicking
Peter,
for
how
goal.
important is the action in kicking for goal? Because we saw there the broken knee from Craig O'Brien. He pushed it through for a point. Whereas at the other end, Wayne Campbell's goal was so much better because his action seemed better.
Yeah, well, we mentioned that. Here's Keogh receiving from Burns. Keogh back in front of goal. Oh, diving. No, he didn't mark it. And the umpire might pay a push in the back here. And he has, because they did jump right in the back of Howard. No, you're dead right, Don. The idea on a windy day is to keep the ball as low as possible and kick hard through the ball, not kick it too high and allow the breeze to take its course. He's free at half back. Caught, that could be holding the ball. But the umpires have not missed a thing today. I reckon they've been terrific. And that was dead set holding the ball when you bounce it like that. Keogh, they need a goal, the Saints. Onto the left foot, swings it in. That is a beautiful kick and a top goal to Keogh. Well, he's their best player, Keogh. He is killing them. And they needed that. 3-6 plays 5-10.
Yes, but the work was done earlier, and it was done by Pekin. Good tackle. And Pekin responsible for setting up.
First goal since the 11-minute mark of the first quarter for the Saints. They're up to 365-10. Richmond forward. Knights having a running shot, bringing it back, but it's a behind. A missed opportunity there on the run. Really should have scored. 5-11 to 3-6. Keogh's had 14 kicks and 7 marks, kicking that last goal for St Kilda. But it's Richmond by 2 goals, 5, 17 points.
And a free kick to Keogh. The umpire saw something against Michael Gale coming way back up towards the centre of the ground. Keogh with a grin. There's John Northey and Francis Burke. Now, Stewie Lowe, probably short of a gallop, which is quite understandable. He's been out for a long time. And Bullis takes it to the line by knocking it over. It's not easy when you haven't played all year, Don, to step straight back in.
Well, that's why they started him at full forward. Now he's out there doing all the hard work at centre-half forward.
Are you saying it's not hard work down at full forward?
No, very easy work, Peter. You've only got it. You can cover no more than 800 metres in a game.
Well, I hope Tony Lockett's listening to this. Richmond by 17 points, and they thoroughly deserve that lead. Lowe versus Greg Deere. Lowe taps it down, taken by Rogers. A quick kick should be marked here, and is marked by Bailey. Bailey to Nathan Burke. Burke comes inside, brings it towards Winmar. Can't mark. Over the back. Howard. Out towards the line, and Keogh can't grab it before it rolls over.
Important the next 4 minutes. Richmond, little break, 17 points. If a goal either way would be a turnaround before half-time. Saints will be right back there. If Richmond get it, they'll have a very big lead in the circumstances. Shaw's high ball to full forward. Winmar's in that group with Fode. Over the back, Kellaway. O'Brien, free kick right in the goal square to O'Brien. Well, surely you won't miss this.
It was again well spotted by the umpire because the action had just passed that incident. We'll watch it here. The free kick there.
Oh. It's a goal. So O'Brien gets his first goal, and 2 late ones for the Saints have evened this contest up quite a bit, 4-6 to 5-11.
Little ticky touch wood, but he was retarded in his attempt for the ball, although he was really never in the hunt for the ball. We'll watch this on replay because it was... There it is, the ball, and it was Vidovic who really was in control.
Well, a handy one to the Saints. 11 points now, the margin. They certainly needed it. Vidovic versus Deere. Ooh, they both miss it. Look at Keogh getting it out to Winmar. Good play, Rod Keogh. Winmar to the half-forward line. And it's a mark. He's been moved to the forward line, the youngster, Wakeland. Wakeland plays on. Good football to Burns.
And really, Burns is no closer than what Wakeland was, Peter. On opposite flanks, that's about the only thing.
You know, he's got a set shot, though. He should be able to easily make...
Wakeland could have kicked it from there, too. He's a very good kicker of the ball, Wakeland.
Well, Burns... Well, this will certainly change the complexion of the game if he puts this through. They'll be within 1 straight kick of the Tigers. Now, from 50 metres, Adrian Burns, a beautiful kick. Look at that for a goal. The Saints are back in it. How things change so quickly in football. The margin now only 5 points in favour of the Tigers.
Well, let's hope that gives him a little bit of confidence, Burns, because the last couple of weeks haven't been his best weeks. He's capable of a lot more. You can see there, very jubilant. Playing in a difficult position, though, across half forward. Boy from Dramana, started his career at Richmond, at Essendon. And now finds himself at Central.
5-point margin, 5-11 to 5-6. After leading by 23 points 4 or 5 minutes ago, Richmond now under siege. Bardsley, throw against the Saints. Winmar's kick having to come back. So the Saints with 3 consecutive goals in 4 or 5 minutes, back within a kick. Still plenty of time for a goal either way before half-time. Broderick out of the centre. It's his 10th kick, Broderick. Goes wide, as they've done most of this quarter. Gale with the target. Bailey not having much luck as Wakeland didn't. And Gale with 6 marks in the first half.
He's just so tall too, Bruce. He'd be about 6'5½".
He's kicked 4 points today. Too far out here into the breeze. Centering kick. Turner. Ooh. Richardson deep in the pocket. Hooks a high ball back. Free sets himself. Vidovic with a bit of height. Goes to Bardsley. Comes away up towards centre wing. Maxfield went early. Round the body from Rogers, giving it up to Bailey. Bailey swings around with that left foot. Had a rib injury last week. Swings it out very wide to Nathan Burke, who's got a paddock. Looks for an option or two. Runs his quota and then goes with a long kick. Not a very good one. Lowe got up very high. Punched away. Peakin. Well played, Peakin. To Burns. To Lowe. They're building it up now, St Kilda. Lowe's handball was poor. Darren Burke goes for goal. Kellaway and Foe. Kellaway still with it. Winmar pushes him out of it, and Kellaway gets a free kick.
Really? That was a soft one. That was a real soft one.
I agree, Don.
Trouble here for Broderick. Burke's there, Shaw. Howard goes with Shaw, and Bullis, I should say, and holds him up. Fine, 6-5, 11.
Mature play then by young Damon Shaw. He's only a kid, 2nd year of football. He was impressive last year the way he could put his body in, and he did on that occasion.
Well, the pack all congregates. Greg Deere caught one round the neck then, and the umpire right on the scene and saw that against Stewie Lowe. So Greg Deere's been a good acquisition to the Tigers. Here's Broderick going to handball across to Deere here, back to Broderick, and the Tigers, through some good teamwork, get out of trouble. Bullis. Paul Bullis at full half-back brings it to the half-wide line. Grant is the flyer. Now, how will the umpire see that? He's calling play on. Probably a good decision in the end. The St Kilda player is
Gale
down there.
Peter Gale.
Richardson's hurt himself.
Two in the square.
Now, Campbell to Knights. Matthew Knights. He loves to spin around, and he finds Rogers. Rogers race onto the left foot. Brings it back in front of goal. It clears the pack. Here's Grant. He's shoved over. Now Tony Free. Onto the left foot goes Free. Oh, he's kicked a great goal.
And if we go back, Michael Gale, there he is in screen there. He went down, but there's also a St Kilda player down on the point of the square. Right there.
Stretcher out, Don.
Players are remonstrating.
Did you see it, Don?
No, I was more interested in what was happening down the ground. Bardsley. Obviously, Maxfield was involved because Winmar remonstrating, and that's a pretty good indication of what had happened.
Dipper, did you see it?
I definitely saw it. It was a perfect bump from Maxfield. There was nothing in it, and I suppose that's what free is all about. A perfect shepherd.
Well, fair enough. If you're right there, we missed it from up here. But young Bardsley on a stretcher.
Bertie, was it a case of Bardsley chasing and Maxfield coming in?
Exactly right, Don.
Well, I think that's, you know, it doesn't take a courageous player to do that, you know, because you've really got, you know, in Bardsley's case, he's only got eyes for the ball.
That's
and
exactly
the
right. But Maxfield did have eyes for the player, but he did come in with a proper shepherd, Don.
Yeah.
Well, we're about to have a look at it here now. That's Rogers. And there's Maxfield. In the background, we could see that a moment ago, and now young Bardsley being carried off on a stretcher, the 21-year-old. Now watch this in the background as Rogers coming away. You'll see Maxfield coming from the left, and going down was Bardsley.
Yes, Bruce, it's hard to say how far Bardsley was behind, but a lot of players do dwell and pick a player off, and really it doesn't take a courageous player to do what Maxfield did on that occasion.
Well, Maxfield and Winmar both exchanging words still at the moment. Only seconds remaining, and hasn't this livened up the match? Just before half-time, with late goals to St Kilda, and then Tony Free's second goal for the term. Hard ball to be won. Michael Gale will get a free kick. But that's it. And tempers will be on here. Let's watch this as they come on. With St Kilda trailing by...
And Rimnau's gone across to Maxfield.
You knew it would be on, didn't you? 6-11 to 5-6. The high point in the game coming about 10 seconds before half-time. Maxfield playing his 50th today with Matthew Knights, and there's Elliott. And Richmond will be pretty happy with their lot. That Tony Free goal switches it around again at the end, doesn't it? To lead 6-11 to 5-6. Free's got a couple of goals, and Turner a couple. And that's the situation here at half-time on the big Anzac Day match. It's Richmond by 11 points.
State of origin, state of war. South Australia at home to Victoria on Tuesday, May the 3rd.
Rusty and myself were down at Beck's Home Hardware and we sniffed out their sheet metal shop. They make...
Here he is, the tackle, and he's driven down onto that shoulder. Let's hope he's all right. I don't think he'll take any further part in the game. Just watch the ISO of it. Oh, there he goes.
There's Matthew. He was dumped very heavily on that shoulder. Go back to the centre, Vidovic with the big left fist. A terrific start in the quarter by the Tigers with that goal. Winmar tries to tap it on. There's Broderick getting it to Elliott. Back to Broderick. Winmar harassing him. Here's Lowe. Stewie Lowe. Free comes in to take the ball off him. Deere is there looking for Elliott. Keogh Shepherd's good play. Vidovic. A quick kick to the half-forward line. It's no mark. A free kick to Prescott. No. He was appealing for it. Certainly the Richmond supporters felt it was. Here's Burns hooking it back to Lowe. Lowe slips over, appealing for the free kick. Good umpiring to let it go. Here's Howard. John Howard, the former Melbourne player, taps it to the line. But, gee, the Saints forward line, really, do they miss Tony Lockett up there to set them alight?
Well, they only won 2 weeks ago here against Essendon. They didn't have any Lockett on that occasion. It was Vode kicking goals for them.
Yeah, but you'd still want Lockett in there, wouldn't you, Don?
He's been the leading goal kicker 9 out of the last 10 years. It's not a bad record. Tony Free from the back pocket. Had an excellent second quarter, the captain. He's pretty disappointed in Sydney when Paul Kelly got on top of him late in the match. Up to half-back. Broderick trying to get through, can't do it. Hurled up and it'll be a bounce down. 7-11 to 5-6 to score at Waverley Park. If the Tigers win, they'll jump 3 or 4 spots on the ladder. These are the 2 bottom teams in the competition going into today's match. 1 win and 3 losses each. Thumped by Vidovic. Howard off the ground, defending, rolling it out and out of play at centre wing. There's Maxfield. Keogh. Big player Keogh in the first half. Maxfield did all right too.
It's on centre wing. The Saints have to get something moving here. Getting plenty of the ball, but just not firing up forward. Here's Deere. Getting it down. Damon Shaw. Well, good player. Quick kick. Tape sets himself. No mark. Broderick playing very, very well. Howard caught. How will the umpire see that? He's allowing, said it was an attempted handball. Very lucky. Taken away by Broderick. Oh, Nathan Burke chips in. Good play. Chips it in short. He's looking there for Winmar. Nicky Winmar turns, straightens up, sets sail for goal. And it floats back and then is tapped through for behind. You can see the breeze hold that up and Bullis was there to tap it through.
He's got a lot of endeavour, courage and application, Nathan Burke, but his delivery leaves a little to be desired. Had he spotted or hit Winmar with that kick, I think a result would have, well, been to St Kilda's favour. 5-7 to 7-11 this game. Starting to gain in momentum, I should say, in tempo. The handball by Broderick to the boundary line. He's looking for a free kick.
Well, he handballed it and then was held. That's what he's saying to the umpire. I don't think it was quite as politely as I put it, though, Bruce. Vidovic beaten to it by Deere, tapped on by Free. And it's right on the true centre wing position with the scoreboard showing Richmond 7-11, St Kilda 5-7. It's very low scoring, but it's a blustery day. There's Matthew Knights, who we feel hurt his shoulder in that clash. That's Maxfield with a quick kick. This is Tape. Well, that was Free, actually, getting it to Tape. Daffy, at half forward for the Tigers. Grant's hot on his hammer. Well played by Nick Daffy as he wheels around on the left foot. Hooks it back to the half-forward line, but a good mark taken by Darren Burke. And he'll have to come back over the mark here. Darren Burke, whose father, Barry, was a top Melbourne player in a number of positions for many years. Then Bailey can't mark. He's fumbled a couple of marks, Bailey, that he should have held. He went without it then, and he's free, getting it to the half-forward line. And he's down behind the play too. Now, Naish's on the ground, chips it across. It's no mark. Shaw.
Too slow.
Oh, gee, they're making some mistakes. Round the corner goes Rogers. I think he's kicked the goal, Matthew Rogers. He has.
Matthew Richardson was responsible for this goal. Admittedly, the St Kilda defender a little slow coming out. Watch this. The ball there, turnover, well done by Shaw. This is Peckett. Look at this. Where did he come from? The turnover and Rogers goals.
Lead now out to 22 points. They did lead by 23 points, Richmond, in the second quarter. 8-11 to 5-7. Gia goes with Vidovic. Big 5 minutes coming up in the game now. Burke couldn't get clear. Centre square will be most important in this quarter. Richmond seem to be getting the better of it. Young Shaw gets up and gives it back. He turned 20 during the week on Friday. Winmar. Burke. Keogh round his body. High ball. Big fly there by Howard at the back. Tigers try and come forward through Tate. Can't quite get through. Bullis barges his way through. Gets a free kick. They're at it now. That's Winmar and Bullis. And the ball going to come back. I think they're sorting themselves out now. Winmar fired up. Bullis getting rid of him. Dipper in a couple of seconds. What about Matthew Knights? Tell us in a moment. Howard goes out wide. Goes towards full forward. Richardson won't get that far. Grant's got it. Sweeps a little, well, gives a little handball to Shanahan. That awkward kicking style. Back into the centre square. Greg Deer's been all right today. Held that up pretty well. Free kick surely to Richmond. Advantage given to Rogers, who kicked that spectacular goal. He had Turner all on his own. He goes to full forward. Richardson in the front spot. Grant better get back in a hurry. Daffy puts the pressure on. Shanahan against the flow. Out to Darren Burke. Burke onto that left foot. Neat looking kick. Out wide, gets to Frost at half-back. The Saints need some inspiration. Nathan Burke, oh, he big run down. Got his handball over to Peckett. Peckett at centre wing. Neat-looking kick to centre half forward. It's still in the centre square. O'Brien's got it. The Saints need to move it quickly.
This is much better football. He's looking down here for Stewie. No, it's Fode, in fact. Back up with Fode. Bullis tries to tap it out of the pack. Oh, they're swarming in from everywhere. Burns is in after it. Lowe gets it out. Howard with a sweeping hand pass. Jamie Tate. Oh, they're desperate, Richmond. Tate out to Elliott. Elliott on centre wing. He punched it in front and then was grabbed. Now Bo's going to ping him here for the holding the ball, because he did hover over the ball and make no attempt in the end to get it out. Nathan Burke towards Keogh, who's been excellent. Keogh with a beautiful kick to Pekin. They've really got to get a couple of goals from these attacking forays. Down towards half forward they go, but look at the Tigers. John Howard read it beautifully across the pack and kicks it wide. Matthew Rogers. The Tigers really playing good football now as Rogers brings it to the centre of the ground. There was a trip behind the play, and the umpire's found a free kick in the meet.
See that? I don't think he's going to pay that, Peter. That was...
No, it's Grant. It should have gone to Richmond.
Yes, to Gale.
And the Richmond supporters saw it. Here's Keogh. Onto the left foot. Oh, look at that disposal by Keogh. That's beautiful. Onto Damon Shaw from low. Shaw to the pocket. Oh, the mark dropped by Fode. Callaway takes it and gives it across to Tate.
Well, Gordon Fode's had a day out today, that's for sure. Burke against the flow. No free kick to 3. Jamie Elliott. Campbell. They can see a bit of ground to set it up. Tate's been good. Little one. Naish, who came off the interchange, to Greg Deer, roped through the centre, left foot, lazy looking kick out wide, gets to Turner. Turner goes back to Maxfield. Richardson calling for it in the goal square. Maxfield tries to get it to him. Frawley in the front spot. The defender's defender, isn't he, Frawley? Sweeps out the handle. Now Shanahan's going to have to make a yard or two. Maxfield gets in. No free kick paid over the top. Play on called now. Free kick coming back.
Too high.
And a St Kilda ball. And it'll go to Shanahan at half-back. But the Saints, without a goal in this term, admittedly into the breeze, Peckett takes it. Goes short. Gets to Burns at centre wing.
Yes, they're really falling down up forward. The Tiger back line has been terrific today. They've been desperate. Each one of them really contributing. Burns to Lowe. Oh, look at that for a mark by Tate. A ripper across the front of the pack.
Great by a first year.
On to Howard. John Howard straight up the middle. A long raking kick. Frawley at the back. Richardson at the front. Oh, he actually dropped that in the end. He's been paid the mark. I think that hit the deck. The 2 bites. I really thought that ball hit the ground. The umpire unsighted. Let's have a look. He had it. It's coming down. Still down. And dropped it. A little bit lucky in the end. So Matthew Richardson yet to score a goal, and if he kicks this, the Saints are in deep trouble. He is directly in front. 35 metres from goal, and he just stabs at that, and it's a goal.
Well, as Peter said, his first goal for last week. Coming into this game, 20 goals, 7 for the year. But it all started with a mark to that man there, Tate. The long kick, the advantage of the long kick, you catch your defender napping. Richardson got in front. Better leap on that occasion. Really didn't control it, but the umpire said he did. And he kicks his first.
3 goals to Richmond in this quarter. They've stretched the lead to 28 points, the biggest margin in the match so far. 9-11 to 5-7. Richardson getting his first. He's got 21 goals for the season. Started with a blaze of glory, getting 15 in the first 2 matches. Greg Deer's little kick to Michael Gale was a little lucky, but they're playing in front and they're going well. Rogers has kicked towards Gale and Richardson, both going. Wakeland throwing it towards the boundary line. It looked like it, and it is a throw.
Yeah, that's fair enough too.
So the free kick to the Tigers, taken by Daffy in the pocket. Take an excellent kick. Saw Turner kick a couple from the same angle, but closer in the first term. I reckon the second one was from about here. Now Daffy from about 50 hooks it. He gets the distance, but not a good attempt at all. And young Daffy has kicked 2 out of bounds on the fall and kicked 2 points today. 4 shots for goal. Not much reward there.
Oh, geez, St Kilda look awful, Bruce. He's been a poor quarter. Plenty of the ball, but from the centre line down, they're being thrashed down the forward line.
It's one of the vagaries of modern football, isn't it? That a team can be so good one week and so bad the next.
Well, they weren't very good against the Bears, actually. They played very poorly. They played a great game here against Essendon.
Do you think about Hawthorn yesterday?
Yeah, gee, doesn't it turn round quickly in this game? Oh, here he comes again. This is Daffy having a pot shot from 40 metres. Oh, Turner couldn't get back there. And it's only 1 behind, but Richmond looking far the better side at the moment. And you really cannot see St Kilda turning this around.
The only thing, I guess, is that they haven't still killed it off on the scoreboard, have they?
But I wouldn't write St Kilda off because the game can turn. These guys are very skilled. All they need is the ball running for them or starting to make the play. It's a hard game nowadays to pick out a winner.
Still only 29 points in it, and I think that'll give the Saints some hope. The way Richmond are going, you'd think they're about 8 goals in front on the board. They haven't quite been able to reproduce on the scoreboard as they've dominated in the play. In this quarter particularly, Tate overran it. Broderick was prepared to concede some ground. Widmar's in chase with Foden, also Kellaway, and that's out of play. Dipper on the boundary line. Matthew Knights.
Matthew Knights definitely has not got a dislocated shoulder, but he looks very, very sick at this stage, but won't take part anymore in this game.
So he's out of it for the rest of the match. That's bad news for Richmond. One of their great players, twice their best and fairest. Keogh's quick kick smothered. Pekin tried to get it away. Naish was in there. Kellaway's handball okay. Broderick sweeps it back to Tate, who's a most impressive rookie.
And both Broderick and Tate doing particularly well. And there's a good mark by Tony Free. The boy from Melbourne. captain of the side, brings it in short, and he's found, that looks like it is Broderick. Oh, look at that hand pass to Elliott. Two former Fitzroy players combining. Elliott up in the air. Now Grant should mark this, and he does. He's very strong overhead, David Grant. Now look, 2-on-1 here. 2 Richmond, 1 St Kilda, and look what happens. That's poor play by St Kilda as Rogers takes it. Rogers to the half-forward line. Oh, Wakeland's dropped an absolute sitter. He's having a shocker of a day, Shane Wakeland. Here's Burns. Burns to centre wing. Oh, some pushing out and shoving going on. Bullis. Oh, good play by Paul Bullis. Look at this. Under the right foot. A wobbly kick. Oh, another mark drop. It's taken by Vidovic. The handball smothered. Bailey into intercept. Brings it to the centre of the ground. Frost a chance. Handballs. Nathan Burke. Darren Burke. A chance now. Oh, he's given it to Frost, who's covered. Good play by the Tigers. They're desperate. Oh, Taper free kick as he cops it high around the neck, and he is a damn good player.
That centre wing tape. Nothing going right for the Saints at this stage. Burke, the one giving away the free. Gale at centre half forward. Had 6 marks in the first half. Too far out to score. Richardson and Turner make leads. Gale goes back, gets good distance right there. Turner in the box seat. It's a behind. 2 hands up might have been the go. 9-13 to 5-7. It's a 5-goal margin now. The Saints to come home with the breeze. For the loser today, they're bottom of the ladder after 5 rounds in the AFL. Grant to go very short. Frawley. Grant out to centre wing. Burke. Broderick's handball to Elliott. He struggled in this quarter. That's a better handball. Tony Freese will kick his third. Lines him up. Floats it through. It's another one. Oh, Peter McKenna. It might be shut the gate. It's 10-13 to 5-7.
Well, he's done a lot of the hard work, just sticking an arm up in a pack, trying to retard. That's a terrific captain's effort. And now he's just reaping the award now, Tony Free. Best and fairest winner at Richmond, the boy from Lelbert. Here he is, out wide. Not a good kick off the boot, but nonetheless it found its mark.
Well, the Tigers by 6 goals. You wouldn't think... Well, you wouldn't think the way the Saints are playing they could catch this up. Fair dinkum, they are playing poorly and Richmond are playing well. Duncan Callaway, more desperation, Richmond. Callaway to Gale. The Flyers over the back. Danny Frawley. He hasn't let them down. He's done his job. Matthew Richardson's only kicked the one. To the half-back line, Broderick has been a star. Damon Shaw, a quick kick out to centre wing and it rolls over the line.
4-2 Richmond in this quarter to a single point by St Kilda. It's Tim Pekin, 195th game today. Surprised a few that he's almost at 200. A quiet achiever. Deere in the front spot. Rogers has had a better quarter. Can he spark the Richmond with a very good goal early in this term? The South Adelaide recruit. Now, free kick isn't coming back to Richmond. Not sure exactly why. Going to be taken by Campbell. Centering kick. Gale his target in a good spot. Oh, great hands. He's been much too good for Bailey and much too good for Wakeland before that. He's had 8 marks, Gale. Now, he's kicked 4 points, Gale. Daffy's kicked 3 points. And Brendan Gale, who missed one in the first quarter from about 15 metres out straight in front.
He has got the tendency of hooking them, Bruce.
And a goal here, you'd think would put Richmond in a very safe position. Right on top, he leapt back. Gee, that's a great kick, it's a goal! Well, I said shut the gate a minute ago. Maybe it's bolted on. It's 11-13 to 5-7. It's a 7-goal match.
Well, it doesn't look good if you're a St Kilda fan at the moment. Richmond certainly controlling it in just about all aspects. This is the 3rd quarter, and that was a beautiful kick. He's got a bit of a problem with his kicking. 4 points prior to that goal, Brendan Gale. Nonetheless, still a good player. Very manoeuvrable centre half forward.
So 7 goals the margin. Oh, Greg Deere with a back flick. They need Winmar to set them alight here. This is where they're falling down. There's Everett. Now a chance. Craig O'Brien. Will it sit for him? Yes. Onto the left foot goes O'Brien. And an excellent goal. Well, they need that dog.
Exactly, but Lowe's gone down to centre-half forward to try and curb Gale. Wakeland, centre-half back. Thanks, Bruce. And Wakeland, well, he's having a shocker, as has Bailey when playing on that man. Bailey now down on the half-forward line, being picked up by Bullis.
First goal for the Saints in the half. They're up to 6-7. O'Brien second. 11-13 Richmond. Back to 36 points. Kellaway held up. The Saints, that should have lifted them a bit. Low at centre half back now, given the job on Gale. The kick going sideways there by Heppel. Winmar, Michael Gale with him. Winmar looking for a free kick, went to ground. Not there that time. Peckett running away. Michael Gale chasing him hard to the boundary line. And runs it over play. And out of bounds, a throw-in call.
He fancied himself on that occasion, Pecker, because what he did made it doubly difficult for himself, handballing along the ground. He really had to stay in control. He really wouldn't have got away on that occasion from Gale, and he didn't.
Gets a second bite at it, Peckett. To half forward, O'Brien and Prescott. Bullis has played with aggression. Tate's been outstanding. Well, he takes them on here, Tate. He realised he had no one to kick it to, and he decided to chip past it and go for it. And he's going to get into the action again, off the ground by Hempel. Gets it up towards Burns. Goes to ground. You can't fall over at this level when you're man-on-man, and well played there by the Tigers. Tony Free running it along about 30 metres. Scott Turner yelling out for some assistance, and there'll be a throw in at centre wing.
Well, that was a captain's effort again by Free.
Turner's saying he wants to do the ruck work, and he's leaving Greg Deere around the centre-back area.
So Turner, who contributed early with a couple of goals when things were tough in the first quarter, thumps it to the boundary line and out of play. Well, the Saints, just a single goal in this term into the breeze by O'Brien a couple of minutes ago. Here's Turner, Vidovic with him. Lazar kicked a goal in the opening term into the breeze.
So it's centre wing, Turner. It was Campbell actually getting it down there to
Naish.
Little Chris Naish. Hand pass across to Frawley. That was from Stewie Lowe. And Danny Frawley, he's done his job. Peckett and Maxfield. Oh, Maxfield, well played. Stuart Maxfield straightens up, bombs at goal, and hooks it across the face for one behind. A very quick player, Stuart Maxfield. Now there's a former Tiger star halfback in their premiership years, Graham Bergen. And they're about to make an interchange. And Anthony Bannock's going to come on the ground, Don.
There's a player that's been in the wilderness for a couple of years.
That's Campbell getting it down to half foot. Oh, the ball over the back. Danger here because Daffy's got it. A hand pass further afield. Jamie Elliott hooks it across the face. Here's Richardson loping after him. And it beats him over the line. He's a very promising young player, Matthew Richardson. About 6'4½", 6'5", very mobile, big mark, and all the more credit to Frawley to hold him to one goal.
In the pocket, Bannock on the ground, Naish off. Turner and Vidovic now. Winmar goes across the ground. Shanahan. Burke's created a loose man. Shanahan pops it over the top. Wasn't completely accurate. Now puts the pressure on Burke. Well played, Kellaway. Held it up, holding the footy.
See, the skill error. St Kilda do far too many skill errors.
Well, it was Heppel on that occasion dragged his man towards Burke. He should have peeled off.
But it was a poor kick. It should have hit his teammate on the chest. It was a shocking kick.
Once it went over the top, they were in trouble, weren't they? Kellaway, well, he wobbles one back. Turner, unopposed. Didn't have a lot of it, but hurled. And the way he kicked for goal in the first quarter, you'd back him in from here, Scott Turner.
Well, he's actually a very good kick for goal, Bruce.
He's kicked 3. He's had a day out, hasn't he?
Maybe Nicky Winmar could have gone.
Turner to kick from about 40 metres out. Not a good kick off the boot, but he sailed it through for goal.
accurate.
And Richmond has reasserted its authority on this match. They're double St Kilda's score. It's 12-14 to 6-7.
Well, when you're hot, you're hot. Scott Turner certainly is hot when kicking for goal today. 4 straight. Wasn't a good kick off the boot. But it still went through the big sticks. Look, just wobbled through the air. Still found its target.
Well, John Northey and Francis Burke looking on, and they'd be very, very happy with what they're seeing. Good performance this by the Tigers. 12-14 to 6-7. It's tapped back towards centre wing. That's Jamie Tate. Gee, I have to look at twice to see whether it's he or Tony Free when they go for the ball. And Burke, that's Darren Burke, getting it to Danny Frawley. Oh, shocking kick by Frawley. Oh, Lux of Fortune, it cleared Maxfield. Taken by Pickett. Pickett to the wide open spaces. Oh, look at this again in front, the Richmond players. That's Bullis getting it to Rogers. Rogers in towards half forward. No mark to Turner. Over the back is Wakeland. Wakeland on the left foot. Damon Shaw has it thumped away. Pickett. Oh, Pickett just casually takes it over the line. But a lot of pressure being put on all over the ground by the Tigers.
Oh, they're right on top, no doubt about that. They've dominated since quarter time, and you think that they kicked 4 goals into the breeze in the second term. And half a dozen in this quarter. Nathan Burns kick up the centre wing. Bullis looked like he might have been legged. It didn't matter. Broderick to Deere to Broderick. He's been outstanding today, Broderick, in the first half. Michael Gale has kept on going. He's in trouble early with Widmar. Wakeland takes the mark in the pocket, plays on. He's had a poor day, Wakeland, but he's only a kid learning all about it. Burke from the back pocket. Quite a day for him too. The Saints need a goal or two in a real hurry. Michael Gale to Bannick. Bannick sweeps it out to Broderick. Broderick's left-hand handball was very good to Deere. Deere gets around Damon Shaw, much too easy in the end. Deere sets sail for the goal square. Oh, Matthew Richardson went early. At the back, it's Daffy with a snapshot for goal across the face. And behind, that one pretty tough. The Big Dipper on the boundary line.
Yes, I think Nicky Widmar's put a hamstring in the middle of the ground, Bruce, so keep an eye on him here.
Okay, thanks for that. Yeah, I can see him wobbling back through the centre square, Widmar. And the trainer going out to him. There he is. He is in a bit of trouble by the look of it. And what a body blow that would be for the Saints. Frawley gets it across to Nathan Burke at centre half back.
Burke to the half forward line. That's tapped away from Bullis, but there they are again. Tape receiving, and Tape brings it. Look at this, way out at half forward. Brendan Gale, no one near him for 40 metres. Brendan Gale's going to casually stroll into goal and miss. He's kicked the behind. What are you laughing at, Don?
Well, casually strolling into goal.
And Widmar coming off the ground, and what a blow to the Saints. Michael Frost to come on, but they're being thrashed at the moment. 12-16 to 6-7. They're being beaten everywhere.
David Grant straight down the centre looking for Vidovic. Sweeps out the handball. Nathan Burke's picked up a bit in this quarter. He's had a few kicks, but
he's disclosed.
You mentioned it before, Don. Again, giving it away. Michael Gale will be pretty happy to see this run out. He'll get a free kick in the end. Gee, that's poor play.
It's silly play by Frost.
The ball down. He's been really hammered into the turf by Gale.
Hope he's all right, young Frost, but
I don't think he is.
Once the ball was out of play, he shouldn't have given the free kick away, but he looks like he might have copped one after that. Well, he certainly did. The kick to centre wing. Gale. Been a star, Gale, hasn't he? Dipper.
Well, the action here, they've got the stretcher out, and everybody's confused. Michael Frost has not moved here at all.
Elliott's kicked to centre half forward. Broderick now, we know he's a long kick. Frost up on his feet. Siren sounds, and Broderick is one fellow that you'd give some hope from here. 12-16 to 6-7. Now, this is the incident with Gale and Frost. Frost up on his feet. Gale got the free kick. Now, Broderick could give this a ride. He's going to kick from about 55, maybe 16 to 6-7. It's Richmond all the way at the moment. St Kilda out of the centre square. Nathan Burke. Tape, who's been outstanding. He had a magnificent third quarter, the rookie. There's Hempel, pushed over by Kellaway. Keogh, great first quarter, reasonable second, quiet third. Up towards Lowe, who's been unable to have any impact on the match. That's Fode's first kick, I'd suggest, as he kicks a goal. And the Saints still have some hope now. I can't remember him getting another kick today. It's his first, and he's done the job there.
Well, he responded against Essendon a couple of weeks ago, then was out for the Brisbane Bears game. Keogh once again involved. Lowe was moved to centre-half back. And there's Fode capping or sweeping onto it. He was playing at the full forward position, but further up the ground now.
Vidovic versus Greg Deere. Deere flicks it back. Taken by Keogh. He hasn't let them down. Pickett. He's been a fair player, one of their better players. Oh, here they go again. Fode. Let's hope they can get another one to liven up the Saints. Damon Shaw, a quick kick in towards the square. No mark to Everett. Umpire calling play on. Now Craig O'Brien, what can he do? Oh, he might get a free kick here. Too high as he was attacked from all angles. And he copped it high, Craig O'Brien, and he will kick from the boundary line. Let's see what happens, Don.
Now there's a free kick, too high.
Now, I wonder if he'll run out here and snap it in. Now, Michael Gale's waiting for him to do that. He should really run out. Yes, he does. Tries to boomerang it back. It's close. And it is a point. And, oh, it must have been horribly close. Stan Alves looking very disappointed with Grant Thomas and Kelvin Moore.
7-8 to 12-16. So they've whittled 7 points off the three-quarter time margin, the Saints. Playing Everett in the goal square with O'Brien now as Bullis goes out wide, or Howard I should say. Burns unable to get clear, so Everett the target at full forward and O'Brien playing off him as a rover in the pocket, and that's the way the Saints, I wouldn't be surprised if they decide to bang it in quickly, and hopefully Everett, if he can't take the mark, can bring it to ground and O'Brien can be the sharpshooter. Here's Nathan Burke. Lowe unable to. Bullis has had the better of that.
Oh, Stewie Lowe's injured now after crashing into
O'Brien's tackle good.
Nothing going right for the Saints. But Lowe's up now. There he is, trotting back to the full forward position. Everett will do the ruck work.
He's still trying his heart out, Stewie Lowe, isn't he? He's got plenty of that heart. So it's knocked the ground. Oh, the bounce favours Rogers. And Matthew Rogers from the half-back line brings it to centre wing. It should be an easy mark taken here. It is to Shanahan as his Richmond opponent, Scott Turner, had slipped over. Now, the little chip pass, or Damon Shaw, it comes off. They've lifted a cog, the Saints. They need 2 or 3 really quick goals. Here's Lowe. Oh, the big hands go up. That's a good mark. And there he's holding his head. He's got the battering today, Stewie. He really has been hammered from pillar to post.
Well, you've got to pay for them, and there is Bullis making him pay.
So Lowe, with a low trajectory kick, it's thumped out of the danger zone. Shaw goes to ground, appealing for the free kick. Good umpiring to let it go. Picked up by Darren Burke, off the side of the boot. The race is on way out to the half-forward line. Nathan Burke was there. Now it's Darren Burke. Did he keep it in? Yes, he did. Now it rolled over the line, so it'll be a throw-in at the 50-metre line.
Stuart Lowe still in the hands of the trainers at half-forward.
Well, Bullis has made him earn everything today.
The throw-in. Deere has been good today. Quick kick by Bailey. He's had a quiet one. Doesn't go very far. Short, still in place, inside 50. Good-looking kick right to the square. Everett sets himself. Big grab. He's got it, the big fellow. I think Don Scott was a little surprised he started on the interchange today. Everett, he can kick a goal or two, the big man.
It's a pity Bruce, he really hasn't pushed the weights over summer. If he has, he hasn't done it too hard because he is a little bit weak in the upper body.
Well, what an important kick this one for Everett. He's gone back and put it through. And the Saints have still got a little hope here. 8-8 to 12-16.
Well, he kicked 4 goals last week. He was playing at full forward. And this is height. And I suppose in the end, height has always got an advantage, especially in the last quarter, because players are not able to jump as high. Howard couldn't jump as high, and it was just Everett's height that took that mark.
Well, we had a lovely camera angle right behind Peter Everett. That was a good kick from in there. They're not easy. from the angle. The Saints just with a little sniff of it at the moment. And they, as we said, they need a couple of quick ones. Now there's Broderick getting in a hand pass. Burns was grabbed as he tried to crash his way through the pack. In there is big Laser Vidovic. And he's a greatly improved player, Vidovic. He's been beaten today by Greg Deere. Well, Vidovic won that one. Damon Shaw is there. Jamie Tate. Geez, a prospect. He's tough as nails. That young kid on the centre of screen there. Recruited from South Australia. Jamie Tate. In a losing Richmond side against the Swans, he played a great game. There he is. Again, Rogers was there. Rogers again gives it straight to Nathan Burke. They go forward again. They want Everett to take a mark. It clears the pack. O'Brien appealing for a free kick. Here's how the umpires see this. Good decision. It was held to Howard by Gordon Fode.
Now O'Brien was held there. He got a free kick in the second quarter. This time, look.
To see Howard, as he picked it up, he was grabbed. He really didn't have any chance. Now, still a chance, though, for the Saints. There's Bullis diving on it. A quick hand pass. Here's Stewie Lowe around the corner. Oh, I think he's kicked this. Yes. The Saints are coming back.
Well, could that be start of a run? We'll just wait and see. They really did struggle. Good effort by Lowe. He copped one earlier from Bullis after taking a mark. And that was a great snap over the left shoulder by Stewie Lowe. Again, the height of Everett evident at that bounce down.
John Northey, well, you see 45-point margin reduced to 26. That's the situation at the moment. 9-8 to 12-16. Saints have kicked 3 goals in this quarter. Pekin gets it out to Peckett. The P's combine. As Peckett Lowe gets a push in the back and it gets a free kick. Bullis in his back. Big Stewie too far out. He's got Everett in the goal square. Calling for it long. Lowe goes towards O'Brien in the front spot. Tate, outstanding. Bannock, who's struggled since he came on. Very bad kick. Heppel, under pressure. Second tackle good. Very good by Kellaway. Not a bad player, this young man. Sweeps out a handball to Elliott. Important turnover here for Richmond. Elliott, high ball. Centre wing, oh, good mark by Turner. One of the best games I think he's played for Richmond. Kicked 4 goals today. And that was an excellent mark at centre wing. Because the Saints are coming home with a rush. They've kicked the last 3. And Turner's let himself down a bit there by kicking it out of bounds on the fall.
Little things going in the way of the Saints now, Don.
Well, I thought that was an important turnover back on their half-forward line where Heppel was involved. Had they have made something there, the Saints, it would have been a bit of a different story now.
Oh, poor kick to Damon Shaw. They might get away with it, but there's Tony Freed. Hand pass comes back to... Oh, he dropped that, Gale. Then hooked it back to Turner. And Freed can race clear. 60 metres from goal. He kicks it up high. One-on-one contest. Good play by Wakeland to get it to ground. Here's Jamie Elliott from the boundary line. And he hooks it across, hits the behind post, did it? So that's out in the full.
A lot of tired players out there from both sides.
Danny Frawley, an outstanding job playing on the young star Matthew Richardson. In a side that's well behind, he's kept him to 1 goal only.
Goes long, not long enough. Gale takes a mark. Been one of the best for Richmond today. He's kicked 1 goal 5, Gale.
It's important to get in front now, Bruce, because that ball did drop, and they do drop in the last quarter.
Great kick by Gale for distance. 1 goal 6 he's kicked the centre half forward. But high amongst the best, you'd think, for Richmond. There's Matthew Knights out of it with the shoulder. 12-17 to 9-8. 12 more scoring shots, and yet not completely safe, you wouldn't think. I mean, they're in the box seat, no question about that. But if the Saints get the next one, there's still a hope that they get within the next 2 or 3 minutes, you'd think.
Well, here they come again. Gale to... Well, Keogh tries to hook it back. Elliott was there for Richmond. Now taken by Damon Shaw. Smothered off his boot. Callaway was there. Now Rogers. Wakeland. A quick hand pass straight to Daffy. Daffy hurried that hand pass, but there was a high tackle. It'll be a Richmond kick, and it'll be Nick Daffy to take it way out at half forward. He'll kick from 50. Let's see. Oh, yes, right round the neck against Keogh. So Nick Daffy, only a youngster, 10 games, and will kick, well, just inside 50.
It's interesting when the runner's going out there, Peter, the medicos are taking the message out to the Richmond players as well.
Well, there's the kick. It's too high. It'll float to the right and roll over the line for a behind. Richardson appealing for a holding decision there. The umpire having none of that. The Tiger supporters be very happy with what they've seen. They're just still not out of it, although a pretty decent deficit to make up in the time.
28 points with about 12 minutes gone. Frawley the target. Some pressure here now. Greg Deere with Frawley off the ground. Frawley ricochets off Turner. Keogh's handball on the up was very good to Shanahan. Shanahan to half forward. Low caught underneath. Forward, I should say, caught underneath it. Handball back by Tape. He's been a beauty to Bannock. To Michael Gale. Little chip pass okay to Campbell. Hasn't had a lot of touches today, Campbell. Been all right. He can be prolific. Often gets 30 touches in a match. Had Tape wide, decided against it, called to play on now by the umpire. Goes to centre half forward, Brendan Gale. Oh, what a match he's playing. He's been the key forward in the match, hasn't he, from either side.
They haven't been able to contain him, have they?
Goes long, Richardson. Broderick's in the box seat here. Was always in the box seat, and that'll be the ball game. No touched. Well. Grant got the touch as Broderick went for goal. So St Kilda still alive at 9-8 to 12-19, but only just.
David Grant brings it to the half-back line. He's looking, free kick to Pekin against Tony Free. It'll have to come back to the half-back line. A beautiful kick in then by Grant. And St Kilda just with their hopes alive. They've played their best football in this quarter. Now, Wakelin will fly. Gale, disciplined. Thumps it away. Campbell was there. Campbell again, Damon Shaw, and the umpire is going to bounce it. Umpiring has been very, very good. Hardly missed a thing. Just one or two marking decisions probably, but now Campbell gives it to Tape. Gee, he's in everything, Tape. Finds Elliott. Matthew Elliott. Centre wing. Should be kicking it long. He's looking for the lead. Here it is. Matthew Richardson again, Frawley there to spoil. Well played by the fullback. Nick Daffy taps it over the line. The throw in at half forward for the Tigers.
They lead 12-19 to 9-8, going for their second win of the year. They beat Brisbane at the MCG in the second round. Beaten by Sydney at the Sydney Cricket Ground 10 days ago. Nathan Burke. Still Burke. To Wakelin. Wakelin from half-back to centre wing. Pekin sets himself with Kellaway. It's all right, this Kellaway. Half forward. Free. He's had a good match, the captain. With 3 goals today. He's not usually a great goal kicker. Oh, here's a chance for Broderick. Pickett's tackle wasn't quite strong enough. Maxwell will love this. Absolutely eat it up. Very similar to his first goal today. Now he's kicked 2, and that should be it. 13-19 to 9-8. Pickett really had to take Broderick out with the tackle.
Well, Broderick, who picked up a lot of kicks as a ruck rover early, running onto this ball and still gets his hand pass away. It was a good play despite going to ground. On the way down, he manages to hit Maxfield, and on his right foot, Maxwell, that was bread and butter, really.
13-19 plays 9-8 with just over 10 minutes, and that looks as though it could be the sealer. Maxfield kicked the last goal. Here's Broderick again. He's been outstanding. Gets in a quick hand pass. Campbell a fresh air shot. Campbell dives on it. Pickett was there. Now Tim Pekin. Well played by Pekin. Burns is caught. Puts it on the ground. Socket off the ground. Oh, no, there's Tape again. That soccer was from Heppel. Good mark to Daffy. way out at centre wing. Nicholas Daffy brings it to the half-foot line. He's looking for Brendan Gale. Oh, look. They cannot contain this man. He has dominated the game. In towards Jamie Elliott. Elliott. He's looking for the short one. And he has found his man. And it looks like Wayne Campbell at half-forward to take this kick. It is. So Campbell, a couple of fairly quiet games by his standards. Now he's going short. He found Greg Deere. And Greg Deere, a little evening free step there, Don.
Well, he's trying to con the umpire, saying, where's the mark? He has conned the umpire too, because that's not where he took the mark from. Because when he took the mark, he trotted back a few steps towards goal, and the umpire's fallen for it.
Is that one of the tricks you taught him when he came to Hawthorn, Don?
Didn't have anything to do with that.
Now, Greg Deere from directly in front. A left footer. And it's not a bad kick. It starts to swing and hits the post. What have you felt about the ruck duels today, Don?
Well, what they've been doing at the centre bounce, they've both been jumping early and really negating one another, but I suppose Deere's got his hands to the ball just a little bit more often than what Vidovic has.
Maxfield centering kick, 36-point margin. Shanahan and Burt running it over, so the Tigers by 37 points. They're going to jump up on the ladder a bit here today. Won't be far out of the 8 tonight. 13-21 to 9-8. They'll go above Hawthorn, above Footscray, the two shock winners yesterday, and the Saints will be firmly implanted at the bottom of the 15 teams. Campbell, short. Richmond again in control of this match after the Saints kicked 3 goals in a hurry. Greg Deere, Tony Free, could this be goal number 4? Hooks it back across the face and out of play. He's kept on going free, as he so often does. And now Richmond controlling it. They've got it won, there's no doubt about that. What a big 9 or 10 days it's been for the football club. One of the most famous clubs in Australia, but struggling for wins over the last 8 or 9 years.
Well, here's Denny Frawley getting it to Damon Shaw. Pekin's kept trying, Don.
Pekin's one of those players, Peter, and it's unfortunately he left Fitzroy, but he's just one of those players that puts in week after week. That's vindicated by the fact that, as Bruce said before, you're surprised that he's played. One is surprised that he's played 195 games.
That's a huge effort. Well done, Tim Pekin. Now here's big laser Vidovic onto Peckett. Now Wakeland to the half-forward line. It comes. It'll clear the pack here. Chance. Oh, look at tape. He missed he went underneath it, then went back to get it again. Now Foe looking for the sweeping hand pass out wide. He's found his man in Rod Keogh. Keogh a hand pass over the top. A big, oh, he's dropped the sitter there. Oh, Stewie Lowe. Gale dispossessed. Taps it back. Here's Pekin. Tate crashes his way through. Look at that. Still going on with it, Jamie Tate. Taken by Burns. Adrian Burns. The lead is on by Big Everett. Everett, can he get there? He can't mark it. Good pressure by Howard. Howard's got the speed to go on with it. Well played by John Howard. And Howard chips it out to Elliott. Good play.
From centre wing, sweeps out the handball to Greg Deere. Lopes away as he so often does, or goes for a bounce. Over the top, okay. To Daffy. Daffy from 60 metres out. Good looking kick for distance. Tony Free tries a one-hander. Benny Gale picks his second. 2 goals, 6 the big fellow's kick. And the Tigers are now finishing it up in style at 14-21 to 9-8.
Yes, and they're doing everything right, aren't they, Richmond, at the moment? They're going longer to their forward line. Here it is again, Howard. Everything going right. Elliott, plenty of room in which to move. Deere getting involved, and you can see there, Deere's loping, Elliott's loping. There's not much pressure.
So about to bounce again in the centre. 105 to 62 it's been. Well, good performance by Richmond. Certainly answered the critics today after their poor performance against the Swans. Oh, smothered off the boot by Tate. A great performance by Tate. Rogers out wide. Just bounces before the line. But given the Swans' form since, maybe we're not giving the Swans enough credit, Bruce.
They played well against Fitzroy again on the weekend. Terrific crowd, 37,870. AFL will be delighted. 1 million people have already been to the football this year in 5 rounds. Burke. That's Nathan Burke, the centre-half forward. Grant's had a very quiet day. He read that better and takes the mark. Now playing up forward. O'Brien makes the first lead. Everett now goes. O'Brien goes in front of him. Oh, poor kick by Grant. Everett at least in the front spot. No free kick. Here's Bannock. As Michael Gale coming off for Richmond. We saw him being worked on at 3/4 time. And Damon Shaw, the ball falling into his hands, takes the mark. He's had a few touches, Shaw. He hasn't been the worst. No real impact on the match, though. A kick from 50, low drop punt. And Everett slipping to his knees as goes through from behind. So St Kilda 9-9, Richmond 14-21. The Saints with Bardsley and Frost unable to come back on. And because they didn't go through the interchange, and Winmar with that hamstring, so they're down to 18. Howard going out wide.
Yes, John Howard's been a good player. Bailey was the 5. St Kilda just have had too many ordinary players. Burns on to Bailey. Bailey to the pocket. O'Brien couldn't control it, and it rolled over the line. There's Michael Gale coming off. He'll get a round of applause. And coming back on, Chris Nash. A little rover from Wangaratta. Burns went without it. Damon Shaw battling hard in the pack. Here's Burns on round the corner on the left foot. A high floating kick to the pocket. Pekin flies from behind. O'Brien in front.
Mark, yeah.
And he's paid the mark. Gee, I thought it might have come off Pekin then. But still, O'Brien's been paid directly in front. Craig O'Brien.
He's tried pretty hard today, Craig O'Brien. There he is in front.
Yeah, mark. So O'Brien's kick 2. He's a good little goal sneak. Directly in front, Craig O'Brien's. He kicks right through that ball, and I think he's goaled all right. Yes.
All things considered, he's done well today, Craig O'Brien. Probably one of St Kilda's better players. He's working particularly hard in that forward line. The pack flies, but he's in front. And he's taken 3 goals for the day.
It's averaging 3.3 this season, O'Brien. Three goals to O'Brien. He's kicked 47 goals in 17 matches since he came to St Kilda. So his strike rate's been very good there. Nathan Burke out of the centre. It's 10-9 to 14-21. 36-point margin. Too late for the Saints. Even after that goal. Naish's handball. Back to Vidovic. Vidovic to fall forward. Everett caught out of position there with a poor kick by Vidovic. Chance for Grant. Handball over the top. This will test Everett. Couldn't get the handball away. The tackle was pretty good. Richmond are going to mop up. Howard. He's had a very good match in the second half, Howard. Oh, a free kick to Lowe. He's been manhandled all day by Bullis, hasn't he? Roughed up.
He'll sleep well tonight, Big Stewie.
He'll be better for the run. First match of the season. He kicked the centre half forward. A couple of big flies. Kellaway's handball to Naish. You reckon Naish is too good a player to be sitting on the interchange for most of the day? He must be just out of form. He kicks the ball to the boundary line.
He's got a virus, Bruce. He had a virus last week, and maybe he's still feeling the effects of that virus. So
not quite 100% on. 10-9 to 14-21. And the Saints kick a couple of late goals to give the score some more respectability. Naish inside to Broderick. Gee, what a recruit he is. Now Tony Free. Turner, 4 goals today. Centre wing, Gale. Well, he's close to the best, isn't he? I mean, they've had some good players, though. Tape, I guess, is one thing to think of, and Broderick. But this guy's kept on going, Gale. 2 goals, 6 he's kicked. He's been the outstanding forward of the match. So the only forward that's dominated his position. High ball, Frawley, the front spot, Richardson at the back. Well, Peter McKenna's told you enough about Frawley today. He's just kept on going. Maxfield looking for a free kick. Shanahan over the top.
Danny Frawley, I reckon he'd be a nightmare to play against Danny Frawley. He just doesn't give you an inch. He jumps into you. And he has been a fantastic player for the St Kilda Football Club. And even when they look at him, still directing players and giving his guts for the club. I reckon he's fantastic, Frawley. Over the back. Keogh. Flicks it away, all danger. But Keogh taps it through for a behind. Now, young Matthew Richardson's only kicked 1 goal out of this total, and he hasn't had that many kicks on Frawley.
14-22 to 10-9. Keogh, 10 kicks in the first quarter, had 15 kicks and 3 handballs to half-time, but a quiet second half. Heppel's kick.
Strong mark.
Good mark to Frawley. Back inside. Peckett running off Frawley. Up towards centre wing. Grant given a shove, gets a free kick. Tape's been, look at him, having a laugh. He's been terrific, Tape, 20 years of age. Richmond have found one there, you reckon? One that can really play. Grant, centering kick again, doesn't time it too well. Foe just got rid of his opponent. O'Brien's handball didn't go anywhere. Still with O'Brien. Probably had the better of Prescott. Bad bounce for Tape. Quick kick by Pekin and low in the front spot, able to take the mark. The goal, it's going to go on. Is he to Burns? Yes, chips it away. Burns running in, takes the mark, stops, props and goes back. Kicked the goal, Burns, in the first half. Not a lot of touches for Burns today. Probably needs to kick 2.5 goals to hold his position. He's not a big possession getter. He's not going to get 20 kicks. He's more a pinch hitter, isn't he?